Hello, strangers. Welcome to my home. So today I'm beyond excited to share with you the renovation kitchen part 2 that I finally finished. I worked about 2 months to get this done, but I am extremely satisfied. And it all started with decluttering. And if you did some decluttering in your life, you know that it doesn't matter how much you declutter if you don't have a designated space for your things to put in place. It's like a useless job. So when I started to organize my kitchen, I wanted to make it more functional and try to use as much as possible the space that I have. When I started in the first video, if you saw, I started to extend the upper cabinets in the kitchen, and buying new ones would have been easy, but because I had few melamine boards that were staying in the storage for a few years, I wanted to use them and buy from IKEA only the doors. Let's get into the whole thing. I'm gonna start with the backsplash. A very useful piece of advice that I can give you when you're choosing your backsplash is to choose the backsplash according to your size. When I mean size, I mean the distance between the counter and the upper cabinet. Try to choose a tile size that will not make you cut the tiles as much. You will have to cut, obviously, at some point around the plugs, around the corners. But I chose for my project some tiles that were 15 centimeters high and about 30 wide. Because I wanted the lines to be vertical, not horizontal oriented, I put 3 tiles stacked on top of the other. And that was easy. But when I came back home, I realized that after I built the cabinets and I installed them, I was missing about 1 centimeter space in order to stack those 3 tiles. So what I did was I removed everything. I moved the closet up. I'm not going to get into details because I'm going to start crying as we speak. Let's get to the total pull out. I was telling you at the beginning that I was trying to make more place where I can store a few things that were in my way, like the vacuum cleaner. So I was thinking like a pull-out closet will just solve the situation. So basically, I made a sketch for the pull-out. I built it, calculating that I'm going to use some wheels on the ground that will hold the entire weight of the pull-out. And in order to give it not only more support, but to make it open and close without having vertical movement, I thought like a drawer rail will solve this, which it did. But in the end, I realized that the vacuum cleaner doesn't really fit there because it's a bit wider. I just installed the door on the closet on the size that it is. The door goes a bit more on the exterior, so it covers what's inside. And anchor, this thing was like a super fine tuning because I tried to anchor the drawer rail on the ceiling. So that was like a day of work in the end, because as I told you, everything was crooked and I had to do a lot of fine tuning in order to close and open this. So after I built this pull out, I had to do a wall to close it on the lateral. found the blog of a color consultant. I'm gonna link it in the description. And I learned a lot from her expertise and what she was sharing there about the color, choosing color according to the orientation of your apartment. So people were starting to paint. Of course, outside is raining. Why would I have a sunny day exactly when I need it? I removed everything from this corner because I'll have to fix it and paint it as well. Remove the doors, as you can see. The left one I couldn't, so I'll just paint it in place. I chose for the cabinets and also for the wall a paint that I was super happy that I could find it here, from Benjamin Moore. This is the shade. Yeah, I'm not telling you more now. So let's start it. You don't want to be here. I don't want to be here either, but it is what it is. So let's start to work. So our space here, it's living room and kitchen together. So the windows are facing east and south a bit. So in the past, when I chose any color for this space, it was so different. In the morning, looking bright and nice, and in the evening was like just muddy. And I found this blog. She was talking about the Benjamin Moore, something Dove. Like, I have it on the catalog. Just a second. I have so many catalogs that I got from them. I was so happy when I found that I can buy them here. Yeah, it's white Dove. Why I chose white is because I wanted to make the upper cabinets white, as the base was black, like Andres today, like Chanel inspired look. It was my first time using Benjamin Moore, and I painted quite a lot in the last years, and I can tell you that this is by far the best paint I worked with. So I had one day to paint the upper cabinets. I wanted to have the same color everywhere, including on the walls. And I painted also the air condition, which was on the wall, because it was looking quite bad. And if I would have had like a nice day outside, it would have been so much easy. But I wanted to paint in that day exactly because my husband was away, and I had the liberty to extend my doors everywhere without someone else bitching about it. Another advice that I can give it to you if you decide to paint your cabinet requires a roller with short bristles, like velvet one, because the upper cabinets came out great also using this paint I was telling you, but the lower ones that I did a month and a half ago, they had few areas where I wasn't happy with how it came out because I used a different kind of roller and I started all over again. I'm joking with my sister that this is the double kitchen renovation. Okay, let's get to the handles. IKEA has few options. I was really impressed with the options I found there. I wanted something gold, something slim. I purchased few handles from few different places, but this was not the gold I was expecting. Not to mention that it was so, they arrived, few of them so scratched that I couldn't have used them. But to cut the cost and to cut the weight, because I had to wait for those handles like a month in total, I ended up painting all the handles with gold spray. If you decide to paint something like this, I have another advice for you. Don't put any top coat. That it will change your color. So if you want your gold to be gold, don't use the top coat, because you will end up like me and do this thing twice. Yeah. Double kitchen. The pantry closet. So I bought this closet in IKEA. It wasn't the height that I needed, but it was the best I could do at that time. The solution that I found, it was to build a frame that will sit on top of the closet. It will give me the height and the lateral side that I needed to install another hinge. And for this, I went to IKEA and I bought from the exhibition where you can find, defected ones, discounted, doors and cabinets. And so there I could find the door that will extend my door that I had at home. I bought two special brackets from Utrusta that they have in order to connect two doors together. And because I was planning to paint everything anyway, some small defects that the doors were having were not a problem. Like this, it's not only looking better, but I made like a special place for my spices. I had like a 12 centimeters gap between the closet. So I decided to build a small pull-out for whatever things needs to be put in the kitchen. Like this, the space there, it's closed and visually entertaining. And even though it has a little bit of movement, let's say when I'm opening, I'm touching a bit the door behind, it's okay, I can deal with this. And another one that I built was from some leftovers. So now, if you're ready, let's see the whole thing. So, what do you think? I love it, and the fact that not only I love the way it looks, but it's so much more functional now. It's making my day, my month. I'm gonna try to make a breakdown of the cost of this renovation, because I'm also curious for myself how much I spent, and I'm also very curious how much I would have paid to someone to do it in my place, well, with the designer included. So if you have some input on this issue, I would really be curious to know. So let's wrap this kitchen renovation, because it exhausted me to a level that I cannot describe. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, I would like to know. You know the drill with subscribe, share, if you feel like, would help me quite a lot actually. And thank you for your time spent with me here. Bye.